Knowpia, and they are making a really bold move. They think they've cracked the code on a new way to fund a tech company. And listen, this could totally change the game for who actually owns our digital world.
Just think about that for a second. What if every single post you make, every piece of content you create, every little interaction, what if it wasn't just building a community, but it was actually building your financial stake in the platform itself? That's the huge idea we're going to unpack here.
Okay, so let's get into it. Knowpia's big announcement is all about a new kind of investment. And this isn't just a small change. It could be a massive shift in how Web3 companies get built and funded from the ground up. So mark your calendars. On September 3rd, 2025, Knowpia is launching what they call a security token offering, or an STO for short. And the really key thing here, the part you gotta pay attention to, is that they're doing this through a fully regulated pathway. In the world of Web3, that is a huge deal.
Yeah, this is not your typical Wild West crypto launch. Not by a long shot. I mean, just look who's involved. You've got Knowpia, of course, but they're working with tZERO Securities, which is a registered broker-dealer. And the entire thing is built to be compliant with U.S. security regulations. Right from the get-go, this is all about playing by the rules and being legitimate.
So that begs the question, right? What in the world is security token offering? To really get why this is so different, we've got to break down the nitty-gritty of the investment itself. Okay, let's make this simple. A security token is basically a digital version of a traditional security, like a stock. Think of it like a stock certificate, you know? But instead of being a fancy piece of paper locked in a vault, it's a digital token on the blockchain. It represents real ownership in a real company. And the most important part? It's regulated.
Now, for this specific offering, the token's name is KNOWP. That's K-N-O-W-P. And if you hold a KNOWP token, it means you own tokenized preferred stock in Knowpia Inc. This is super important. It's not some vague utility token that just gives you perks. No, this is a direct financial stake in the company. You own a piece of it.
And with that ownership comes real, actual economic rights. We're talking about getting a share of the company's profits, being eligible for dividends if the company decides to issue them, and even having a priority claim on assets. You know, these are the exact same kinds of rights that traditional, serious investors always look for.
Now, don't let that 1-cent price tag fool you. The details here show this is definitely not for casual speculators. The minimum investment is a cool $10,000, so they're clearly targeting accredited investors. Plus, there's a 12-month lockup period. What does that tell you? It tells you this is all about finding people who are in it for the long haul, true believers in the project. Okay, but this whole STO thing isn't just about raising cash. That's just the how. The why is what's really fascinating. It's all about funding a very specific vision for the future of social media. And that vision is a platform they're calling Funds AI.
And this slide just nails the difference, doesn't it? Think about the old way, the way things work now. You create all the content, right? You do the work that makes the platform valuable, and the platform gets to keep all the money. But the Funds.ai model completely flips that script. It says, hey, you created the value, so you should get a piece of it. We're talking not just some rewards, but actual equity for what you contribute.
So what is this platform? Well, it's set for a beta launch in late 2025, and it is jam-packed with Web3 features. This is way more than just another social feed. It's designed to be a whole creative economy. We're talking AI-assisted tools to help you create, a marketplace where you can make and trade digital stickers and NFTs, and, this is cool, a plan for decentralized governance, meaning users will eventually get a real say in how the whole thing is run.
All right, so a successful launch is really just the starting line. Once the money's in the bank, what's the game plan? Well, Knowpia has laid out a pretty clear roadmap for exactly what comes next.
It's both straightforward and really ambitious. Step 1, pour the funds into development to get Funds.ai built faster and better. Step 2, go global, expand the user base around the world. And at the same time, they'll be building out the whole ecosystem, partnering up with creators, working with communities like universities and other blockchain groups. It's about growth from all angles.
And this quote from the founding team, it really says it all, you know? They see all this regulation and compliance stuff not as a headache, but as a bridge. It's their way of creating a stable, secure foundation where both investors and users can feel confident enough to come together and build real long-term value.
Okay, so let's pull it all together. You've got a regulated token, an innovative new platform, a global roadmap. What does it all mean? It's time to zoom out and look at the big picture here, because this is about way more than just one company.
What Knowpia is really doing here is trying to draw a map for a path that a lot of Web3 companies have been struggling to find. They're building a fully regulated, totally by-the-book way to raise money and share actual ownership with their users. It's this incredible attempt to blend the crazy, disruptive innovation of Web3 with the stability and trust of good old-fashioned finance.